Hi guys, and welcome back to lesson 2 of Transform Your Trading bonus course. Today's lesson is on how learning it in the wrong order is so dangerous and can kill your trading. This is so common though, and in today's lesson I'm going to show you the exact step-by-step order. However, if you have not yet watched lesson 1, make sure you go back, pause this and quickly go back and watch lesson 1. In lesson 1 we did discuss why frustration hurts traders more and more every day, and we also went through that profitability level, what it is and how to move above it. Today we're going to start to move into the meat of this course. You're going to learn why most traders are taking the long route and exactly where you need to go. You're going to learn how to cut out of most of what you don't actually need to go, and how you can go the fast and the most direct route of where you want to go in your trading. I'm going to show you the exact step-by-step method and the fastest way to learn to trade. I'm going to show you that step-by-step 7-step blueprint, and I'm going to break it down for you. Did you know that studies are now showing young people are more stressed and they're more unhappy? And with the lifestyle that we discussed in this video 1, this has become expected. With these sort of posts that are starting to pop up now more and more on social media showing that the so-called millennials, or these young people, they're showing that they're just not happy and they're frustrated with their way of life, and it's fair enough because everyone wants results. However, there is a smart way to go about and achieve it. I told you about the farm, and I told you about how I spent a lot of time with my grandpa. I learned to drive in the farm, and I learned to drive a manual car on the farm, and it was in a yellow car called a Susie. It was this old beat up ute, and actually to get this ute going, it was so old and it was so beat up that you had to lift up the bonnet and put the battery connector, so the battery was there. You had to actually connect the battery each time to get the car, the old ute, because it was a farm ute, wasn't registered, only ran the farm, only fed the sheep. We put the grain in the back, and you'd actually have to connect the battery each time you wanted to drive the ute. Now, before I finish that story, how did you learn to drive? Did you? And that's something just weird we do in our family. Like we had Susie, and we've had Anita, and we've had Alicia. Is naming cars just something weird we do, or was that a really common thing? So we had to put the battery on. It had a big crack. The other side of the crack on the windscreen. All the other windows weren't in place. But I learned to drive in this car when I was 8 or 9 years old on my front of my dad's lap. Whether you learn to drive on your parents' lap, or like Charlie and I watched a couple of nights after school, a father teaching his daughter right on a main road in a big 4-wheel drive into oncoming traffic, trying or attempting to teach his daughter how to drive, and they were bunny hopping. This poor love, she was bunny hopping into oncoming traffic. It was 2 nights in a row we watched this. I'm sure you did things in the correct order, right, in the steps. So this is a huge difference to learning to trade. There are no steps. You don't get a booklet when you sign up to trade. There are no exact order. This nearly always means that traders take the exact opposite and the long route than they actually need to. Now, if you think about it as a trader, you don't actually know what you don't know. And you don't know what you need to learn. But if you think about it for a car, what would happen if you did things in the complete wrong order? What would happen if you first tried to take off in 5th gear and you somehow magically got going, and then you placed your belt on, and then you took the handbrake off, and then you finally checked your mirrors? Now, I know this is ridiculous, but this is what most traders are doing in their trading every day. Trade important, how order, to incredibly in learning the correct order is. Now, I know that's silly, but learning how to trade in the correct order is incredibly important. Now, these two headings give you a good example of exactly what I'm talking about and why doing things in the correct stepped order is so important. And why learning to trade in the order is something so important, and a lot of people miss out on it. Now, let me give you these two headings again. Now you know why they're coming. The same headings, just a complete different order. Now, I'm going to show you exactly why it's important for your trading and why it's so important for your trade setups. Now, but how did you first become interested in trading, and why did you start hunting for trade information? Often traders start because either a friend got them interested, or it was a recommendation through an email. They saw an ad or something on Facebook or through a magazine. They saw something in the news like an advertisement. But this always leads further, so to education, or they go to Google, and that's when they start looking for education, right? That leads further. But there's a lot to learn. So once they start, the interest is started. That's when things start getting interesting. So they begin looking for systems and strategies, indicators, and how to pick the direction in the market. But if you look at the next little image, you'll notice that this is where the holes in the education begin, because once a trader is interested, they want to start making money from the markets, and they want to start, they need an education. They work out they need it to make money. We need an education. And that's when the long route becomes a problem. And this is where learning to drive example and learning to trade example are good examples to give you, because when we learn to drive, we go the most direct route. Now, learning to trade, the vast majority of traders go the long route. See, a trader will normally go to Google or a search engine and begin looking for education. They'll work out they need to enter the market, so they'll look for an entry strategy. And then the problem is they will normally take the first search or the first few searches, and they don't know what sort of education or what sort of website they've come across. And they'll normally take it as gospel and start using whatever they come across. They'll need help to enter the market and start looking for indicators or something to help them enter the market. They'll then need help with stops because they don't want to lose the market. They don't want to lose too much money. Do you see where I'm going with this? They'll then just continue and continue. The problem here is entry, indicator, stop. Now, if this is A or 1, starting of the journey, and this is Z or Z, ending of the journey, and if you imagine in between here is everything we have to learn, we are leaving a lot. And if you can imagine, we want to get through here as quick as possible. We're leaving, and these are all steps. We have to do every step through here. If we're going through here just higgledy-piggledy and we're learning here, then here, and then here, we can't jump any steps. But a trader that is just searching randomly is leaving a lot of holes as they go. And that is a huge problem. There's a lot of gaps to fill. And if you get to the end, like this trader's doing, you don't know what you're leaving behind. and you could leave missing pieces that you just don't know and you will not know. And that becomes a problem, a big problem. This is what I call the higgledy-piggledy learning method. It's a very random type of learning. Why does it even matter? Because it leaves huge holes in a trader's learning. This method could leave you with just one missing piece of the puzzle, but you wouldn't know it. This goes for learning anything, not just trading, but anything you want to learn. For lesson 3 on Friday, it'll become very clear. And especially for when you want to learn trading strategies super fast. The first step is for learning trading strategies in the correct order. The fastest way to learning something is breaking it down and having clear steps and a plan. In the 7 steps to fast track your price action trading strategy I gave you, I set it up completely different than any other checklist I've made. This is not just a cheat sheet, but a direct learning blueprint from A to Z to show you where to go next. This is going to fill in those holes and show you where to move from. The 1 to the 7, or the A to the Z. So while on your blueprint, I actually go through all the price action and the actual steps. And I'm not going to do that today, otherwise the video would go for far too long. Here are those 1 to 7. Now you can do that in your own time. I just want to explain the rules and the method, what the 1 to the 7 are, and how you can go through it quicker. Now, this 1 to 7 are not designed to show you and explain to you what, it's not to be the end all and be all. These 1 to 7 steps are not to say, okay, this is every step you need to do to become profitable. No, that's not what it's designed to be. It's designed to show you a method and a rule set so you can know for a trading strategy, and so you're not going to use a higgledy-piggledy learning method and just go in and jump on Google and randomly search random methods. You're going to go from A to Z or 1 to 7 and not going to look back and have holes. You're going to have a very set mindset, a logical mindset. And as you'll see as we move through the course, you're going to be able to use a fast learning mindset and get exactly where you want to go. Not look back and go, wow, what am I missing? What do I need to have? So as I show you the 7 steps to fast track blueprint, as I now have it in front of me, the fastest way to learn something is to break it down, have clear steps and learn it in a great order, right? You can have good education, but if you do not have it in the best order, you are not going to learn it anywhere near like you should, as I explained with the driving. So whilst there are things obviously not covered in this blueprint, you need to have it in a step-by-step. So this is going to ensure that you get to where you want to go. So if you imagine number 1 is step 1, and so we're at A to Z. These are the 7 these are the exact 7 steps that we just covered on the previous page. Now in between here, you mark out exactly what you need to learn to get to the next step. Now, even if you're not a price action trader, you can do this. You need to, whatever you want to learn, you have your starting where you're at now to where you want to go to, and your goals to get to your end goal. And then all your little steps that you need to achieve in between to get to your next step. What does this do? It ensures that you have a direct route to get to the end. It ensures that you are not going to use higgledy-piggledy and going to get, you're not going to be searching random things and random education, and it ensures that you get to the end with a very set learning mindset. And as you're going to learn in lesson 3, you're going to get maximum results because you're going to be spending the time exactly where you need to. Today we have gone through why learning in the right order is so important and how you can break down your trading into the correct steps to learn faster. Friday's lesson 3 is going to teach you the fastest way to make A+ trading setups, and it's going to show you how to create an edge over the market in your trading. This lesson is absolutely crucial. Until Friday, let me know how you learn to drive. Let me know about if you name your car. I'd love to know if you name your car or your mum just weird. I've had a lot of different car names. We had Anita, Max the Dan, Susie, lots of different names. So if you do name your vehicles, I'd love to know. But until Friday, let me know. Let me know how you're going with the course in the comments. I'll be keeping an eye out and getting back to you. And watch out for your email and the homework. I'll talk to you soon.